All right, today we're going to break down how the sweetener stevia can be a really helpful tool for managing your weight without having to give up that sweet taste you love. So, you know the feeling, right? You've got a sweet tooth, but you're also trying to hit your health goals. Well, what if you didn't actually have to choose between the two? Let's dive into how that's even possible. Okay, so first things first, what is stevia anyway? It's not some crazy chemical created in the lab. Turns out its origin is, well, pretty green. Stevia actually comes from the leaves of a plant, the Stevia rubadiana plant, which is native to South America. Now, the magic here is in these things called steviol glycosides. You might see names like stevioside or reb-A on the ingredient list. Those are just the specific parts of the leaf that give you that intense sweetness, but without any of the calories. And this is where it gets wild. Stevia is incredibly powerful. We're talking 200 to 300 times sweeter than regular table sugar. That means you only need the teeniest, tiniest amount to get the job done. And that's the whole key to how this works. So, how does all this sweetness actually help with weight loss? Well, it's not some kind of magic trick, it's just really smart math. Okay, let's be super clear about this because it's important. Stevia doesn't make your body burn fat. It's not a metabolic booster or anything like that. Its real power is in what it replaces. Think of stevia as a swap tool. Every single time you use it in your coffee instead of sugar, or grab a drink sweetened with it instead of high fructose corn syrup, you're literally just cutting calories from your day without sacrificing sweetness. And that impact can be huge. I mean, look at this. Swapping just one sugary soda a day for a stevia-sweetened one can save you around 4,500 calories in a month. That one simple, consistent change can help create the calorie deficit that's needed for weight loss. Okay, so the concept makes sense. But then you walk into the grocery store and you see like a dozen different boxes that all say stevia. How do you pick the right one and how do you actually use it? The secret is reading the label. You're going to find two main types. First, there's pure stevia, which is super concentrated, zero-calorie, and usually comes in liquid drops or a fine powder. Then you've got the blends. They mix stevia with fillers like erythritol, which makes them measure more like sugar for things like baking. They're still really low-cal, but not always zero. So let's talk easy wins. For coffee or tea, a little goes a long way, so start small. For things like plain yogurt or oatmeal, stevia is perfect. I like to add a drop or two, then throw in some fruit or cinnamon to give it more flavor. And in smoothies, it's a total no-brainer to replace sugar or syrup. Now, in cooking and baking, there are a couple things to know. Some people notice a little bit of an aftertaste, but you can usually balance that out with a bit of acid, like lemon juice in a sauce. Stevia holds up great in heat, but it won't caramelize or brown like sugar, so your cookies might look a little different. Honestly, for the best results, I'd start with recipes that are specifically designed to be made with stevia. All right, let's wrap this up with the honest truth. What should you really expect when you start using stevia, and are there any safety things to keep in mind? For most people, stevia is perfectly fine and well tolerated. The main thing to look out for is in the blends. The ones with sugar alcohols like erythritol can sometimes cause a bit of bloating if you're sensitive. And as always, if you're pregnant, breastfeeding, or on meds for things like blood pressure or diabetes, it's just smart to use it in moderation and maybe chat with your doctor if you're making big changes to your diet. And this is really the key takeaway here. Stevia is an amazing tool, but it's not a magic bullet. Its power is really unlocked when it's part of a bigger picture. A balanced diet, some exercise, getting good sleep. It helps you cut out sugar, and that alone is a massive step in the right direction. So, you ready to give it a try? Here's a simple plan to get started. First, just pick a product. Maybe start with some liquid drops. Second, think about your biggest daily sugar habit. Is it that morning coffee? And just make that one swap. And third, just be mindful and notice how those little changes start to add up. And that's our look at stevia for weight management. If this helps you out, give it a like. What's the first sugary thing you're thinking about swapping? Let us know in the comments. And hey, share this with a friend who loves their sweet coffee. Thanks for watching.